All right, the deal with the female Custodes has blown up again for Warhammer 40K. It's gotten pretty ugly out there, as we've seen. I don't know. There's this movement right now that people want to believe that woke has failed, and it has. Trust me, it's failed on every level. That commercially, whatever, but it doesn't mean that woke is going away. It doesn't mean that these companies are changing their minds. It doesn't mean that they've gone, oh, we're waking up and we're respecting you gamers. No, it's quite the opposite. They're doubling down, and they're doing so in a way where they're just like digging in their heels. They're going to change their marketing so that you just don't hear about it as much, and that it's just like kind of like in the background, so that they try to push you into a slow boil. You got to remember, Games Workshop hates you. Games Workshop is going to double down because this is the rules of SJWs. It's a law of physics, guys. SJWs always lie, number one. SJWs always double down, and SJWs always project. And this is what's going to happen with Warhammer 40K. We covered this yesterday as this talk about the female Custodes is out there. There was a big blow up over the last week where a guy started posting that the female Custodes have been purged from Games Workshop. He went viral on YouTube. He went viral on X. And he didn't really do his research into things. He just saw the word brotherhood, and he saw word him in a in a post. And because of this, he started bragging that the Custodes were going to no longer be female, and Games Workshop's changing their tune because of what the gamers have done. That's not the case from what I'm seeing so far. We covered how even the writer of this book just said, hey, we started developing this probably before Games Workshop announced things. The writer of this book has actually said, who's actually, Gav Thorpe, who does a bunch of Black Library stuff, and that this is all going to be a thing. We talked about this yesterday. And so please hit the like and subscribe button because I've got more on this, which is really, really disastrous. This is a rumor so far. I'm working on confirming it, but it could be very, very bad for Games Workshop if this does go to fruition. And unfortunately, I as much as I don't like the guy who's posting this, I actually, it looks like valid content so far from what I've seen. So we'll talk about it. And thank you guys for being here. We're going to tell exactly what's going on, and we're going to just put pressure on Games Workshop. We hate woke stuff here. We hate Wokehammer. We want to change the culture, but the way to do so is not to just like clap for Games Workshop hoping they're going to like us again. They're not. The people there hate us. We need to move forward and do different things. This is why I make my own fiction. This is why I do my own things here. I don't just complain about the culture. I am actually engaged in it. This is my trilogy, Justified Saga of the Nano Templar. It's crusading in space, guys. It's a lot of fun. If you like Warhammer, you're going to really enjoy this. 3-book trilogy, and the first 2 books are out on audio. The third is up for Amazon for approval, so it should be up soon as well. And it is all available on ebook and print if you guys want to get it that way to start. Really appreciate you. That Sanctified book, book 2, just came out on audio, and of course it helps our audio producer as well when you pick it up for him, so please do so. This is in the description below, and I really appreciate you all for being here and growing our business here as we're building something different. So, yeah, the female Custodes thing has gone on. As we know, Games Workshop added this last year, or I guess it's this year still. It's the 30th. It's getting close. I'm starting to think it's 2025 already. They did it in April. They lied to fans. They said it's always been that way. They got caught lying because it was not that way, obviously. And of course, fans blew up this whole thing. Then they doubled down, and they put this into the Tithes animated deal over the summer. The ugliest, hideous creature in creation as it goes on. And that's what they did. And so they're all in on this. Remember, Warhammer 40K is super woke. We've done lots of videos showing how even the Black Library is all in on pronouns. They actually attack conservatives and the like in their books. The people who are working there, the people who are writing for them are just complete woke activists who are crazy. And we know this. We know this is a thing. Now, we're all excited because Henry Cavill's like trying to like take the brand for Amazon, and hopefully Henry Cavill has enough influence there to where Amazon doesn't make a woke thing out of Warhammer 40K as a TV show. I'm not holding my breath just because it is Amazon, and I've seen what they've done. I mean, if you've watched The Boys, it's just been a train wreck. I mean, obviously there's Rings of Power, and there's Wheel of Time. Everything they've done so far has been a bastardization of things. But this went around because of Wokehammer L's posting this Warhammer encyclopedia called The Ultimate Guide, which is not a Games Workshop product. It is a licensed product by DK, And so it is not within Games Workshop anything. It is written by Gav Thorpe, who used to work for Games Workshop, but seems to be kind of a woke mind virus guy himself here. And it said Brotherhoods, and then it pointed out him for the Custodians, right? And so this came out yesterday. We talked about it. Somebody asked about it. Will female Custodians still a part of Warhammer, correct? Yes, of course they are. This is the guy who wrote the book, okay? Not every miniature is included. I don't recall. We may have exactly finished the section when the series miniature went public. DK didn't have access to pre-release picks. So they licensed it. I've worked on licensed products before. You get an approval to do what you're doing. It's up to a certain date. You don't really get new stuff from the company going on. The company I work for was called White Wizard Games, and I did the game Star Realms as a novel adaptation. And then they approve your outline and all that. Yeah, but you have your own editors and everything internally with the company. That's not Games Workshop here. And so, like, every word isn't combed over by Games Workshop or anything like that. And that's probably what happened here. This probably got done before they decided to change their lore and all that. And so what caused speculation was he said not every miniature is included. And so we're talking about miniatures. Now, the one thing Games Workshop hasn't done so far is make female Custodes miniatures. And so this fueled speculation that this is going to be happening. Now, like I said, Gav Thorpe being on Blue Sky, talking about this, just the act of being on Blue Sky is a woke mind virus sort of act. So that worries me about him anyway. And clearly he's all in on staying with the cool people over there and enjoy it. You see like 21 likes for somebody who's doing Black Library. Not a good sign. But hey, they want to cordon themselves off into their own little echo chamber. God bless them. But this came from Crypta Miniatures. And this guy, I'm not a fan of this guy or anything like this, but it appears he has information here because he got a leaked email that wasn't supposed to go out on this. Now, like I said, there's been no miniatures so far, and of course, Gav Thorpe is implying there are miniatures on the way here, and he might know. He doesn't work for Games Workshop, but he still is heavily involved, obviously. So this was here, and he said on December 27th that there's a dozen other items for 3.0 are over in Watch House. Not that you have any chance of being a part of it, but just FYI. And here it is, Horus Heresy 3.0 campaign. The introduction of a female Custodes Tribune to lead a specialized contingent of the Legio Custodes. A possibility of portraying the Custodes Tribune who defies expectations, showing the Emperor's elite defenders might be more. He didn't show the entire email here, but just this portion. But it appears there's a Tribune that's going to be existing. Have you ever wondered what a Custodian Tribune model is supposed to be? It's been planned since the launch of Horus Heresy 2.0, my guy. It's been in the plans all along. You'll see how much when 3.0 launches, along with other incredible things. So people have said post the proof that this was a deal. Femstodes are not going away at all. In fact, Games Workshop's going to be doubling down after the 3.0 release with Horus Heresy. Ugh, I can talk. Sorry, I'm a little sick today, guys. With more Custodes updates and moving everything to plastic from resin, which also sucks. Make things cheaper, make things lame, make them gay. Custodes 3.0 Tribune is rumored to have female head options per an accidental email. Now, this guy showed the email in a post showing that it has the gamesworkshop.com at the end of it, and that's all he showed. He didn't show who the email came from exactly. I've reached out to try to verify this at this point. It does look legitimate to me. I know a lot of people are going, oh, this doesn't look legit, blah, 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 blah. But here's my point on this, guys. Games Workshop has gaslit fans about this. They have gone all in on this. They put it into the tithe, right? Games Workshop clearly is going a woke direction. They clearly want this. They clearly are just salivating about the idea of female Adeptus Custodes. That's why we're pushing back about it. Do you really think that they're not going to come out with a miniature of it for real? Do you really think that this guy's just going to lie about this? He could, but more likely, and I see a lot of people pushing back on this guy right here, and I know who he is. I don't like the guy. Don't worry. But at the same time, this is what Games Workshop says. Games Workshop wants people like Crypta Miniatures. They don't want people like us. They've made it very, very clear. And so I think this is real. My opinion is They're probably going to be coming out with a female Adeptus Custode figure come this year or 2025. And apparently this is slated for summer, so we'll see. And when it does, we'll talk about them. If they decide to do the right thing and go back on it, we will praise them for it because, we're honest reporters here. But right now it's looking real bad. It's looking like Warhammer is so paused that they're so jumping the shark that they don't care about gamers whatsoever. And this is just another sign there might be figures on the way. Now with this too, Gav Thorpe also saying there's not every miniature is included. We're getting a lot of where there's smoke, there's fire. And it seems to be coming. What do you think about this? Do you think they're going to go forward with a female Adeptus Custode miniature? Let us know in the comments down below. Hit the like and subscribe button, my friends. It's bad news. I'm sorry about that, but, it is what it is. And please check out an alternative. Great stuff here if you like crusading in space. I'll put Justified in the description below for you. Thank you guys for the support. We'll be back soon.